I once dove at the finish line to get 7th place in a race. I'm not exactly what you would call an athlete. I know. You look at my hat, you see my sneakers. You say this guy is wearing athletic apparel, he must be like a pretty fierce competitor. Right? That's what you're saying. But the fact is my athletic aspirations took a hit pretty early in life. I was 8 years old. It was 1987. I was at Camp Westmont in Orson, Pennsylvania, 18449. And it was visiting day, and my friend Evan, also named Evan, introduced me to his parents. He said, "Mom and Dad, this is the unathletic Evan." Now, prior to this, I felt like I was a pretty decent athlete. Maybe I wasn't fast, but I was fundamentally sound. I could throw a football in a tight spiral, I had a good forehand in tennis, and I could reel in a fly ball, fundamentals. But once your best friend uses your unathleticism as your identifying trait to his parents, it's a pretty tough blow. You start to think of yourself as the unathletic Evan. Well, not you, but me. I didn't let that stop me from competing, but it was always in the back of my head. I didn't have a lot of great sports moments, but I had a few. But when I say great sports moments, to me it's like I'm shooting hoops in my driveway and I hit 10 in a row. Or in 1989, I was on the under-11 baseball team and I was the starting right fielder, which was pretty great. Guys, we got second place in Wayne County that year. It wasn't for a few years until I realized that right field is where you put the kid who's the biggest liability. Like the ball never got hit there, maybe one grounder trickled through once. And I batted 8th because I wasn't an offensive superpower. I think I got hit by the pitch more than I hit pitches. So it was pretty rough. But, I used to get a soundtrack in my head whenever I was playing sports. I was trying to prove people wrong. I was trying to persevere. And the song that was in my head was a song by Queen that's called One Vision. And it went, one man, one goal, one mission, one heart, one soul, one vision. Pretty inspiring stuff, right? It's like you really got your eyes on the prize with this one. But the weird part about it is the song ended in like a head scratch, record scratch moment when Freddie Mercury sings, "Gimme, gimme, gimme fried chicken." It's like you were striving for something and then Freddie Mercury just hands you a bucket of KFC. Essentially, that's the gist of that song. That's what we're all striving for. And I think about that song and it crystallizes a particular moment in my athletic career, I'll say. And that also happened in summer camp. The year was 1991. I was 12 years old. And it was the Olympics. Not the real Olympics. The Olympics was a 2-day event. It was a precursor to color war. And the first day was a track and field meet and a swim meet. Now, this was at the track meet, and usually in track meets, my counselors would give me something that played towards my ability, or I guess my inability. And usually they threw me in the softball throw, which was, you just try to see how far you can throw the softball, and usually I could get like second or third or whatever. This year, they put me in the one-lap run. Now, the one-lap run was one lap around the soccer field, which at this point in my life was further than I'd ever run before. I wasn't a runner. And I sized up the competition. There were 8 of us running, and I looked at everyone and I thought, okay, I can either come in 5th at the best or 7th at the worst. I say 7th at the worst because there was one guy I knew I could beat. His name was Flounder. Well, his name was Nathan, but our counselors had given him the nickname Flounder, and his dad was the head of the waterfront. He was the waterfront counselor, and we hated him because he made us swim in a freezing lake every day. And we didn't necessarily like Flounder because of that, but he was also a staff kid and he clung to his dad and didn't really interact with us, so like I didn't really get to see him participate. So I knew he was kind of paunchy. Even though I was kind of paunchy, he was kind of paunchy too, and I figured I was a better athlete than him. So I get up to the start line, and that song is pumping through my head. One man, one goal, one mission, beat Flounder. I'm gonna beat Flounder. And the whistle blows and I take off because I don't know anything about pacing. I'm not a runner. And I get to that first curve and I'm in 5th place and I'm like, this is pretty good. 5th place, that's where I want to be. I said that at best that's how I would do. And you know, the song is still loud in my head, louder than anything. One man, one goal, one mission, beat Flounder. So I go down the first mini straightaway. It's the width of the soccer field. And I'm sort of starting to lose ground. My lack of conditioning is starting to show. And I sort of slip back to 6th place. Maybe I'm tied. And the song is still in my head. And I hear a roar of a crowd mixing in because the song got lower. One man, one goal, one mission. But in front of me is a daunting, I'll say, a daunting obstacle. It's a straightaway, and the straightaway is the length of the soccer field, that's far for me, little fat me. And, but I take it in stride, but my legs don't, and I slow down. I'm still going, my heart's in it, and I reach that 3rd curve, and I hear the song in my head, but it sounds a little bit more like this. One man, one goal, woo. One mission. I'm gonna be Flounder, I guess. And I've slipped back to 7th place. I don't see Flounder, but I kind of hear him. And I go around that 3rd curve, the wheezing song in my head. I go down another width straightaway, and Flounder starts to come even with me. And as we get to the 4th turn, he's like 1 step in front of me. So my brain is saying, don't let this happen. And the song pumps in my head again. One man, one goal, one mission. And I look forward and I see the finish line. And I see Dwayne, who's our camp athletic director. He's 6'5" and toned, muscular, pretty much the antithesis of my athletic prowess. And that's what I'm aiming for. I'm going for that finish line. One man, one goal, one mission, beat Flounder. And I get my 2nd win, but Flounder has a 2nd win too, apparently. And my head says to my legs, it says, you're still like a step behind, so you should probably dive or lunge to get 7th place. And the message from my head doesn't necessarily get to my legs in an effective manner. And I'm half caught in a dive and a lunge. And I fall flat on my face, and Dwayne bends down over me, and he says, safe. But in my head, all I hear is, give me fried chicken. All right, I'm Manic Kessler.